One. Hey, yo, it's your boy, ASAP Josie. This is Conspiracies ASAP. Just to let you guys know, this is the episode's going to be about the ice wall and what it has to do with the conspiracy of the ice wall and Antarctica and all the stuff that it's more about what we really don't know because we don't have a lot of information about it, Antarctica and what's going on over there. So a lot of people, I guess, made the conspiracy. I can't say it's true. Made this conspiracy called the ice wall. It's very connected to flat Earth. That's kind of like where it came up out of from. The ice wall. Everyone thinks that the ice wall is the edges of flat Earth, and that for the ice wall, you can't go past the ice wall because that's it, and it's just the ice wall. That's why where all the rest of us on the flat land is here and nothing's flowing out and nothing's going out because of the ice wall. That's technically the conspiracy theory about the ice wall, but I want to go into some other stuff about it, but also flat Earth, just a little bit how it relates to me, how I think about flat Earth. Flat Earth is kind of the conspiracy that it's not really flat. Everyone says flat Earth because what we're taught in school is that Earth is a little small ball spinning through the universe at a very high speed with other planets going around the sun. But a lot of people think that's weird because we're not that far from the sun, or at least it seems we're not that far from the sun. The sun looks very close. And then if we were moving all crazy like that, our gravity would be different and certain things would be different and all kinds of other stuff. But really, for me, the way I used to think about it as I got into flat Earth was it's not flat. It's just at the ice wall, whatever they call the ice wall. That's the furthest that you can go, that people here on this part of the map of whatever else is out there. That's the furthest we can go. So technically, I think that there's more land out there past Antarctica and the South Pole, and that there's vast majority of continents and more stuff out there, but we don't know because we can't go out there. And they kind of hid it from us. I'm not saying they did, but that's kind of the conspiracy of flat Earth. It's just that it's not a globe and that it's flat, but it's not technically that it's actually flat, just that there's more, whatever's out there, there's more out there, and we don't know because they lied to us and told us that we're on a little baby globe, and that's the whole world. And if you look into it, it's a bunch of crazy stuff about space, and then a lot of stuff saying like that a lot of the science behind space and then like the globe and the world is weird, and then all the pictures that you see of Earth are always literally pretty much the same pictures, and even in the pictures it's flat. You can't get they can't go far out enough to get a whole picture or like a video of the whole Earth. You only get pictures, and a lot of people think because of that space is fake and that it's a big old cover up over NASA and all that stuff. But that's just going into flat Earth and how the ice wall connects to that. But that's what I always started believing when I went into flat Earth, when I thought about flat Earth and tried to go and see what they're talking about. I literally tried to be like, oh, it's bullshit, and I started watching videos, and it didn't convince me, but you kind of like see a lot of the truths in there. And that's kind of what I started to think, was just that there's more land out there, and to me, I think it's a vast globe, giant globe with a bunch of different lands, bunch of different suns and moons on this giant globe. And we don't know how many civilizations or different things are out there, animal people, insect people, because a lot of people talk about aliens like that's like bunch of different type of aliens, and I don't think that aliens come from out there. Aliens are just from different parts of this globe and stuff like that. So it's kind of how flat Earth goes into me. And then also, there's a lot of ancient maps. There's an ancient Chinese map that they drew that they had a long time ago, I forget what time, and that they draw our continents and then more continents and more continents out there. And I always thought that was crazy. When I seen that, it kind of like went off in my mind about that. So that's kind of what that's about. But it also goes up into, people think it's crazy that there's ice wall, that there's no such thing, and some people think it's a cover up for that there's more land out there, but we can't go past there. So that's the whole point of it. It's just saying Antarctica, North Pole, South Pole. That's all you need to know. You don't really want to go over there. You can't live over there, so you never really question it. And then there's a lot of people think Atlantis is in Antarctica. That under all the ice, Atlantis is under there. Because there's a lot of proof of people believe that there's a lot of pyramids up there under the ice, and then there's so much ice that covers the land that's there. Who knows? They don't really know what's gonna be under the ice or what's in the ice, and they believe that a lot of people believe that there was ancient civilization under there, because there's a lot of pyramid-like structures that they see there and stuff like that. So people think that's very suspicious, and a lot of people think that that's where Atlantis would be, because a lot of people who would draw maps in the beginning of civilizations when they're exploring stuff, a lot of people had Antarctica mapped out, and supposedly it wasn't even discovered yet. So that's really suspicious. And then also, people think that since it's down there, if there was a civilization there, even if it wasn't like the most advanced, it has the best access to be able to make it to all the different continents. So like if that civilization, something happened, ice age or broke down, they could have spread it out and took their knowledge to all the different continents, and maybe that's why we see so much similarities in civilizations around, specifically pyramids. And what else? No one really knows is there, because it's really not explored and we don't really know anything about it, and they don't give us a lot of information about it. So it's really more for you to think about. And then just the 1961 Antarctica Treaty, it's like really suspicious, because in the world, none of the nations been able to agree on a lot, on most stuff at all. Like if anything, nothing at all, except for the Antarctica Treaty, which is just basically, like, you look it up and you see everything. It's basically just that you can't go live out there or try to go explore. So you can go visit and like see stuff, almost like any other place, like a little tourist place. You're gonna go visit. You're only gonna go to the place where it's designated for you to tour and see all that stuff that they want to show you. But you can't go out there and explore. You can't go out there and live. Like if you want to live or buy land out there, it's all government owned, and only the governments can go out there and do scientific stuff, which they don't really tell us about or what's going on up there. So that's very suspicious. And the last one that I want to go into is just the hollow earth theory. It's like, I guess it's the deepest out of all the stuff, because the hollow earth theory is always like the weird one, because a lot of people say that in the North and South Pole there's entrances into the earth, and a lot of people think that in Antarctica that's the entrance to the hollow earth, and that in there's a lot of ancient civilizations that have been around for longer than us, super advanced, and that they've been taking care of the planet and just watching us and making sure that we don't do anything stupid. And that theory has been around for a long time, since the first person to explore it. He supposedly flew over it, saw it, flew over it a couple times, and then supposedly he got there's a bunch of different accounts of like the explorer saying that he got sucked into there and he talked to the civilization and all this stuff, and there's one saying that he went in there and just saw all this stuff. But a lot of it sounds crazy, but if you look it up and try to like do some research on Hollow Earth, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say facts, but a lot of people that say a lot of the same stuff. And who knows? I don't really know if it's true. I just really think it's interesting. And I just know that all that stuff kind of connects to the ice wall, because the main idea is just that we don't really know what's out there and what's going on over there, because we can't go over there, and none of the government or scientist people really give us any information, like if they're discovering stuff or what they're doing up there, if they're trying to make like it to be able to be live there for other people, stuff like that. So because it's always been said it's too cold to live there, so I just think there's so much into there going on there. And Hollow Earth, I don't know if you've seen King Kong. It's kind of like the theory. They go to the entrance in Antarctica, and they go into like a big old like cave, like basically a hole, and it becomes a portal, and they go basically to a different dimension. But I feel like that's what the Hollow Earth would be. They would go into just a different world inside the world, and they say it would be dinosaurs, aliens, all kinds of stuff, and it would be way different. The atmosphere, just like Journey to the Center of the Earth, it's the same thing. But yeah, so all that is basically kind of the ice wall, but I guess it has more to connect to the flat Earth. So if you do want to hear me talk about flat Earth and I can go into that, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you want to hear. Any other topics for the next episode, I'll go ahead and let you know. It's going to be about who built the pyramids. So I'm going to go into that, and I'll make a little preview here in the next couple days. So stay tuned. Let me know in the comments any other topics you want me to talk about or conspiracies. I'll get into it for you guys. So till then, it's your boy ASAP Josie. Conspiracies ASAP. See you later.